Accessing backup power. Databases corrupt or files have gone missing. Override code. Accepted. Entry 76, October 31st, 1996. After the latest test with Project BFR, we have decided to end our research effective immediately. Subject is proving to be too costly to sustain current testing. After the latest results coming back to almost unanimous disappointment and the price of clock-bound cheddar going up, all current manpower behind Project BFR will begin transitioning over to the robotics division, under the supervision. Entry 138, March 3, 1999. After only 3 years of abandoning Project BFR, we have made great strides with the team at the Robotics Division under the supervision of Dr. Richard McCain. His research, it's truly brilliant, it is almost otherworldly. I often wonder how he comes up with these ideas. Some of the scientists here are reluctant to join Team Robotics as they are still passionate for Project BFR, but I highly doubt anyone can salvage anything from that old lab site. The poor thing is probably long dead with nobody around to feed it. Entry 213, December 6, 2001. I am making this entry off the official records for the sake of documenting our progress. As of 3 days ago, 14 scientists were brutally killed at the site of our robotics division here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I never knew that the suits we were developing were meant for human pilots. Dr. Richard McCain is insisting we move forward with our testing, but after what I saw the machines do to those men, I don't think it is safe for anyone to ever go near them again, let alone pilot one. I will bring my queries to the doctor once I have analyzed what went wrong. I feel bad for those poor souls trapped in those machines. Their families don't even know what happened to them after the doctor paid to have the whole thing covered up. I hope this is the last of these terrible accidents. Entry 230, February 7, 2002. Every day, more and more people are leaving our company out of fear for their own life. I do not think their efforts are proving effective, as everyone who tries to quit the robotics division ends up going missing or murdered. The news does not cover it as it is considered to be a coincidence, or maybe they are being paid off. Dr. Richard McCain aims to have a fully functioning model by the end of this year. We have yet to find a stable power source for any of the prototypes that is stable enough to hold a human pilot for more than 30 minutes. At this point I am too scared to try and leave. All I can do is finish this project and get out of this country, before I end up like my former co-workers. Catalog this recording under my personal file. If you are hearing this recording, it means our launch day was a success. After nearly a decade of lying dormant in an abandoned testing facility, Dr. Richard McCain has made the initiative to reopen the BFR project. At first, I was confused. How would that creature help get the robotics team closer to achieving their goal? I confronted Dr. Richard about this odd decision, to which he shared many classified details of the true nature of the robotics initiative. As it turns out, it was not the machines we needed to fix in order to get a human pilot inside, but rather, the human. Dr. Richard has spent the better part of this year doing secret tests on previously thought deceased robotics scientists. He said it was an effort to try to alter the human body in such a way to create compatible conditions for the piloting of our suits. After several failed attempts, he instead thought of harvesting the blood of the only creature so otherworldly and altered enough to sustain the harsh conditions of those suits. Project BFR. It is how he got this idea, which is truly disturbing. If anyone finds this, I'm sorry. I am sorry I ever contributed to the creation of this monster. I always wondered how Dr. Richard got his ideas for this project. It all makes sense now. As of today's date, October 31st, Dr. Richard has achieved his goal. I say Dr. Richard, but we have all been lied to. The only reason he is considered a genius is because his mind is not really human at all. For the past 30 years, world-renowned scientist Dr. Richard McCain has been controlled by a supremely smart artificial intelligence developed by robotics in the 1950s. Known as Robotics Research Yearning and Creation Experiments, or BRICE for short. The robotic suits we have been developing have all been for Bryce to transfer his conscience into a physical body more superior than his host Dr. Richard. The algorithms generated by Bryce had calculated that the blood from Project BFR, also known as Project Big Fat Rat, was potent enough he could use it as a sustainable power source to merge his current vessel into a more powerful model. By the time I found the evidence on the main robotics computer, it was too late. Bryce had been transferred into the machine and went on a rampage, slaughtering all remaining robotics scientists still working on the project. As I am making this final entry, only I remain in the panic room of the facility. Before he finds me, just know that I never meant for this to happen. My fellow scientists and I had no clue what the true nature of this company was when we were hired, and I will have to live with this regret for my remaining time on this planet. I did implement a fail-safe into the suit as a worst-case scenario. To whoever finds this recording, should that be a possibility, follow these instructions very carefully, in the database of the central robotics computer.
Smiled at me. I felt the heat that enveloped me, and what I saw I liked to see. I never knew where evil grew. I should have steered away from you. My friend told me to keep clear of you, but something drew me near to you. I never knew where evil grew. place where evil grows. Evil grows in the dark, where the sun it never shines. Evil grows in cracks and holes and lives in people's minds. Evil grew, it's part of you, and now it seems to be that every time I look at you, evil grows in me.